So the videos I've been making recently on the Filipino basketball prospects have actually been doing really well. The Kobe Paris video got over 200,000 views. The Kai Soto video got about 110,000 views until it got taken down for copyright. I will do another video on Kai Soto, but I'm going to wait for the summer so I can see a lot more footage, so I can watch him playing in full games before I make another video on him. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the third of really the big three of players coming through in the Philippines. Obviously, there's Paris, there's Kai Soto, and then there's EDU, the Filipino-Nigerian who's currently playing basketball in England and is looking to play college basketball in the States with the ultimate aim of making the NBA. And this video is EDU, how good is he actually? So before this video starts, if you guys are new to the channel and you like this content, subscribe. We are going to try to get a lot more videos out than we have been recently. I've just been so busy, and even my other channel, I've been getting a lot less videos out on that just because of how busy I've been in general. But I will try to get back to at least 2 or 3 videos a week fairly soon. And if you guys have any suggestions, follow me on Instagram. A link will be in the description. Send me a message on there. I will read all the messages and I reply to nearly all of them anyway. So if you have any suggestions, send me a message on there. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. So EDU is a 6'10" power forward who has a lot of guard skills. His highlight tapes are absolutely insane, and looking at the stuff that he does well, honestly, looking in the comments, a lot of people are fully convinced he's a lock to be in the NBA, that he's the best prospect the Philippines have ever had, which could easily be true. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about his strengths and his weaknesses, and then I'm going to be talking about how good I believe he actually is as a player. So anyway, first of all, we're going to go on to his strengths. His first strength is his size. Like, he's a legit 6'10" with an above 7-foot wingspan. He's also got some very decent guard skills. His handle is nice for that height. But at the same time, a lot of guys that are 6'10", a lot of these 6'10" power forwards do have a nice handle nowadays. Like, even Marvin Bagley has a good handle. You're looking at guys like Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA. While it's not at that level, it is a good handle for a power forward. His post footwork is also really nice. A lot of the clips that I see him playing against decent competition is in 3v3, and he's almost unguardable in the post 1v1. His footwork is very good and really nice for an 18-year-old, especially because nowadays more and more post players are just basically worried about being able to shoot threes and being able to get rebounds and dunk. It's kind of refreshing to see a guy with some decent post moves, and EDU definitely does. He's also quite fast laterally. A lot of the time I've seen him switching onto guards, and he is able to keep up with a lot of the European guards laterally, a lot of English guards laterally. But the thing is, he is playing at a standard that's a lot lower than high-level AAU basketball, to be completely honest. So while he does look like he's very quick for his height over here in Europe, it may not translate to when he goes over to America. He's also got a nice shooting touch. For a while, his jump shot really seemed to lack, but he's got decent shot form and he seems to be hitting more and more. Every time I see him, his jump shot seems to improve more and more, which means that I think definitely by the time he goes to college, by the time he's at the age where he might decide to go to the NBA, that I genuinely do think his jump shot is going to be a weapon. And he's also relatively athletic. I'm not going to say he's a freak athlete, even though he does look like a freak athlete while he's playing with players in England. But the thing is, I would have played against the English national team when I was in their 16s, and the standard of Irish basketball is very poor, and we ran them very close in that game. And a lot of years, Irish teams run England teams very close. So the standard there is very similar to standard over here. And even though he looks incredibly quick compared to the English players, it's very hard to see how that's going to translate compared to the elite athletes in college basketball and high-level AAU. It's one of those things that we won't know until he goes over, how athletic he actually is. And now we're on to his weaknesses. From looking at his highlight tape, it doesn't look like there's any. It looks like he's an elite defender, and as I said, in his strengths, he's actually quite quick laterally. His offensive game looks very polished. He's got great post game. He's got a decent handle for his height. He can shoot the ball a little bit. He can drive and slash well. And to be honest, if you're just looking at the highlights, it's hard to tell any weaknesses. The only full games I've been able to watch him play were in 3v3. But there's a few things that I've noticed from even just watching him play 3v3 that I would consider fairly big weaknesses. First weakness is he doesn't seem to be aggressive whatsoever. He's quite strong. So a lot of the time when people try to foul him, he can finish through contact, but he just doesn't seem to have that aggressive instinct in him. Like, he's not going to go attack many rebounds. A lot of the rebounds he gets is just because of his physical size. It's really hard to explain, but I can guarantee you if you watch him playing in 3v3, I can't show the clips for copyright reasons, but I can guarantee if you watch him, you'll know what I mean. Like, there'll be a rebound that he probably should be able to get, and he won't kind of attack the ball, and then he'll end up losing it. A lot of the times he just is successful in that area because of his size. But that being said, he's not a bad rebounder. I just think he could be a lot better. Also, what I've noticed with his defense is his instincts are poor. Like, he's a solid shot blocker. He's relatively quick, so he has potential to be a good defender. But a lot of the time, I feel that he's not in the correct position when playing help defense, and also when defending post players, especially back to the basket post players. He made no attempt at all in the games that I've watched to even deny the ball once into the post or make it difficult for a post player to catch the ball, which, even though his actual post defense is okay once they get the ball in their hands, if you're playing at a high level in college or you're playing at the NBA level, if you let these guys catch the ball wide open in the post, they're going to score on you, especially if you let them catch it where they want to catch it. So something he definitely needs to work on at the next level. So how good is EDU actually? Honestly, talent-wise, he's exceptional. Like, he honestly has the ability. He's got a lot of things that you can't teach. He's relatively athletic. He's big. He's long. He can shoot. He's got very, very good footwork in the post. And his actual scoring instincts are quite good. But at the same time, he doesn't seem to have that aggression that you associate with high-level players. And even without that aggression, he's still at an extremely high level for an 18-year-old. And that's something that you can grow into. He's still young, he's still a kid, he might develop that. So will EDU make the NBA? It's honestly really difficult to tell. We won't know how good he actually is until he goes playing Division I college basketball in the States. He's 100% without doubt a Division I player, but it's very, very hard to judge a player based on 3v3s, and it's also very hard to judge them based on playing in England. And while the standard isn't absolutely terrible, in terms of Europe, it's one of the lower standards around, and it's very, very difficult to compare playing basketball in local leagues in England and also playing basketball in the US. I honestly think that if he was in high school, he'd be one of the better high school prospects, but it's honestly so difficult to judge him and judge whether I think he'll make the NBA or not until we see him playing in America, which honestly is probably going to happen in the next year or two. I think he's going to be a great Division I player at work, and he's definitely on the level that if he chooses to, he could definitely play professional basketball. He could probably play low-level professional basketball right now, to be honest. But the next couple of years are going to be make or break for him. I think definitely he's going to be with the Philippines national team for the 2023 World Cup, and I do think that that team could shock a few teams. I don't think they're going to compete with Team USA. And at this rate, it's looking like Canada are going to compete with Team USA at this stage. And there's a few other big nations that I think will be still a little bit ahead of the Philippines. But they can honestly shock a few teams. And who knows, they could make a quarterfinal, semi-final of the World Cup, which would be huge for the basketball crazy nation of the Philippines. So anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is just my opinion. And I honestly have only watched them play from highlights. And I've watched them a couple of times in 3v3s and just noticed a couple of things that I think will translate to 5v5. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.